Okay, so I'll be showing you how you can set up your own custom Anki sync server. Now, why would you want to do this instead of using Anki Web? Well, for Anki Web, the storage limit is about 35 gigabytes. So if you try to upload more than that because you have a lot of media files, then it basically won't allow you to connect or upload anything to Anki Web anymore. And this is especially important if you have a lot of subs to SRS cards like I do over here. And I think I have like 50 gigabytes or so of just subs to SRS. And you can have the subs to SRS cards on a different profile, which is local, and then you have your other profile, which connects to Anki Web Cloud. But I like having everything under one profile and having connected to the cloud. So basically, to get started, you want to make sure that you have some kind of server. I would personally recommend using Linode, which is linked down below. It is like owned by one of the biggest like server CDN providers in the world, so it's very reliable. And you want to make yourself an account. So I already have an account. And once you have your account, you want to go to billing in the top right and then add in your credit card details because that's required to be able to make a server. Anyways, you go to Linodes on the left hand side here, press create Linode, and then you want to choose a region. So you want to remember the region that you chose. I'm going to choose Osaka because like being in Japan and having a region in the same country means that the syncs will be much faster. Basically choose whichever country you spend the most amount of time using Anki in. So I'll choose Osaka here and then choose shared CPU. And we're going to go for the smallest option, which is $5 a month. And it allows 1 terabyte of like data transfer to and from the server every single month. And the storage is 25 gigabytes, but don't worry about that because we can get unlimited storage after we set up the server. So choose the cheapest option right over here. Scrolling down, make sure it's on Ubuntu 24.04. Scrolling down for the Linode enable label, you can just call it like Anki. For the tags, don't worry about that. Now for the password, basically come up with a password and remember to save it. So I have a password and I'll paste it in right over here. Now scrolling down, encrypt disk is fine, everything else here is fine. Then we just press create Linode. And this will create a Linode for us in Osaka where the Anki server will be running on. Now the problem is that it only has 25 gigabytes of storage and we could have like 100 gigabytes on Anki that we want to sync. So whilst we're waiting for this to load up, we're going to create a storage bucket. So you can have about like 100 terabytes of data in one single storage bucket on Linode. So you want to go to object storage option over here, and then you want to create a new bucket. Press create bucket over here. And I'm going to call this Anki-storage. For the region, choose the same region that you set up your server in. So I set it up in Osaka, so I'm going to choose that here. And yeah, basically having it in the same region means that it will be faster. Then press create bucket, and you can see the costs here will be 2 cents per gigabyte. So I have about 50 gigabytes on Anki, which means that every month it will be an extra $1 just to store those 50 gigabytes of like Anki media data. And outbound transfer will only exceed this per gigabyte if you go beyond your global network transfer pool. And this is like 1 terabyte, so you usually don't have to worry about that. Anyway, the point is it's really cheap, so don't worry about it. Press create bucket, and then this will create a bucket for us in Osaka. Anyways, now going back to Linodes, if we refresh, we can see that our server has been set up. We want to download a program called warp.dev, which is basically a terminal, and it has AI built in that can help us diagnose issues much faster. And now you also want to go to these instructions that will be linked with this post, and then open up warp, write in SSH, root at, and now you should have your server IP, which is this IP, public IP address. Paste it in here, write in yes, and now the password that you made earlier for the server and copied, paste that in. And when you press Ctrl V, then you should not see anything appear on the like password thing, but it's still there. Press enter, and now you should be inside of the server. So you can see we're inside the server, like this is the memory and everything of the server. Anyways, now in this post, you want to copy over this next command, which is apt update, and press an enter. And this will basically update all the packages and libraries on the server to be the latest versions so it can run effectively. And now after about 3 or 4 minutes, it's completed. So the next step is we have to copy over this command. So we can press copy, paste in here, and this will install some Python packages for us to run the server properly. And then we want to copy over this command, and once this previous command has finished running, which will be very soon, we can then paste in the new command. Now paste in this command, and this will basically configure the firewall for the server. Now we want to copy over this command as well, and basically where it says access key, we can press our keyboard arrows to navigate. We want to come up with an access key here. So going to Linode again, go to object storage, go to access keys, press create access key, and I'll call it Anki storage. For the region, choose a region that you selected before, in my case Osaka, and then press create access key. And now for the access key, we can copy this and paste it here, and make sure we have the colon in the middle. And now for the secret key, we can copy the secret key and paste it here, make sure the colon is still in the middle, and then press enter. And after that command has run, it basically saved the access key on the server. Now we want to mount the object storage onto the server. So copy over this command, and it's referring to Anki storage, which is the name of the bucket that we chose earlier. Serve Anki blah blah blah. Where it says region, we want to write in the region, so we can go back to object storage, go to buckets, and you can basically see the region is JP-OSA-1, and after that just press enter, and that will then set up the mount the storage bucket. And remember, your storage bucket does have to be called Anki storage because it's hard-coded right over here. Now we want to set it up so it auto mounts on boot, which basically means that every time the server resets, then the storage bucket mounts again. So we can type in this command, copy this command over, and basically where it says region, type in the same region before, which is JP-OSA-1, press enter, and that should have set it up for us. Now we finally want to install the Anki sync server, so we can copy over this command, paste it into here, and this should then set up the Anki sync server for us. And now we want to create this file, so copy over this, select this, and then write in nano, paste this in, so it should look kind of like this, nano etc, whatever, blah blah blah, press enter. Now copy over this and press Ctrl V to paste. And now there are some things you may want to change here. So where it says sync base, this refers to the object storage, so we don't have to worry about that. Where it says sync user1, call this your name, so it could be your name is David, and then after the colon, that's your password, so it would be we could say David123, or put in any other password. Then do Ctrl X, press Y, and then press enter to then save that file. And now we want to run the server, so copy over this command and then paste it. And it may give you this error, which is totally fine. But yeah, after that, we want to reboot the server, and we can just write reboot. And this may take a few minutes or something. Basically, you won't be able to log back into the server until it's finished rebooting. And if you do try to log back into it by doing SSH again with your same IP address like this, then it will just say connection reset or connection refused or something like that. So we'll have to wait a few minutes. And now it should be done, so we can do SSH again, press the up command, and now enter in the password that you set up when creating your server. And then you should be back inside your server, and you can run this command, press enter, and you should see it says something like Python blah 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 running on here. Now we can finally connect this to Anki. So go to your Anki, and then on your computer version of Anki, you'd go to Anki, go to Preferences, go to Syncing, press Log Out here, and then for your self-hosted sync server, write in http:// not HTTPS because we did not set HTTPS up. Copy over your IP address, paste in here, writing :8080/, and then press close, press sync. It will ask you for your email and password, and even though it says email, it's actually asking you for the username. So as before, we set up the name to be David, and the password is David with a capital D 123. Press OK. Now it will say the Anki web collection has no cards. Replace it with the local collection. Press yes, and that will start pushing all your data onto Anki. And you can make sure that this is actually happening because you can go to line nodes, go to object storage here, and the one that we're concerned with is the one in Osaka. So select the object storage, but you should only have one, but I have two in my case. And then you should see a David folder, and then you should see things inside the folder like media.db, collection.anki.2, and a media folder. And the media folder should be empty right now, but once it actually starts syncing the media, then the media folder should start to fill up. And if we want to sync this to our phone, you would open up your iPhone or something like that, and then inside the Anki app, you go to settings, you go to syncing, and where it says logged in as Ray, press log out. And for the self-hosted sync server, you just write in the exact same thing that you put in before. So this is a server IP address. Paste this in here, http:// IP address :8080/. Press done. Go back to preferences, go back, press synchronize. It asks you for your login details again, so write in like a David, the ones that you set earlier, David123, the password, press OK. And now it will ask you, do you want to upload to Anki Web or download from Anki Web? So ideally, once this has finished syncing, it's synced all the files, the actual cards. Now it's syncing the media. Once it's finished syncing, then you would press download from Anki Web instead of upload, because that would you can only have one uploading at once. So once your computer version is finished syncing, press download from Anki Web, and then that will start downloading everything. But yeah, I'm gonna cancel this for now and then close the iPhone version because I don't want to complete that syncing. And yeah, as for the syncing over here, and now you should see the media syncing, and you may notice the media syncing is significantly faster than with Anki Web because the server should be in the same region, same country that you're in. And if we then go back to the object storage, go to the one that's in Osaka in my case, you can see it's still slowly starting to fill up with objects, but this is slightly delayed. Go to David, go to media, and I think it's cached, so if I refresh it, the media folder, then it starts to show some of the media that has been synced, which is a lot of MP3 files for the Subterrace cards. And now you can see the size has also increased as well here, so everything seems to be working. If you do have any questions, then do send me a message or email me, and I may be able to help you out depending on how much time it would take.